All right, everybody, we're going to get started. Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie? We're showtime. It's showtime. Okay, everybody. Hi, Will.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Oh, we could have a talk show just like this.
I love the setup. It's great.
All right, everybody, just quickly, we want to get into the great debate. This is something that we've never done before, and we have Will Keller to thank for it. Very proactive, well-organized man about
Try my
town.
best.
Calls us ahead of time, and we organized this wonderful, interesting experiment. So without further ado, Will Keller, Interactive TV Commerce.
Great. Hey, welcome to the great debate. Cool. So we may not have $1 billion in Super PAC money, but we got a lot of opinions on the stage. And one thing I do want to give you a heads up before we start is that obviously the folks around this table have done a lot more than just single screen or just second screen or hybrid applications, but they've been good sports and they're going to put on certain points of view for this debate. But don't rib Channing at the end when he's like all over single screen today and everything. Okay? So speaking of Channing, so Channing, as I think many of you know, is a senior advisor at Scripps Network. He was part of the founding team of Home and Garden Television. Channing has led Scripps' efforts in web development, broadband production, video on demand, IP video distribution, and interactive television, including both single and dual screen ITV apps. And joining Channing for the single screen party is Debbie Fitzgerald. Debbie is principal architect. Yeah, I want some rooting here. Principal architect at Cable Labs, supporting their advertising and interactive services program. Debbie manages the ETV specs, architecture, and development activities, interops, and works with application developers. That's your single screen party. So our second screen party is comprised of two great folks, Lisa Ferris, CEO of Get This, a platform and marketplace that shop-enables entertainment, formerly CMO for Move Inc., and SVP Market Development at Universal Music Group. Lisa led UMG's first e-commerce and interactive media teams. Leveraging emerging technologies, she released wireless and ITV platform applications back in 2001. And joining Lisa is Peter Scott. Peter is VP of Emerging Media at Turner Sports. Turner Sports, Peter has been with Turner Sports, Turner Broadcasting since 1989. He's covered, among other events, wars in Bosnia and the US invasion of Haiti. So we're going to look to you for some journalist expertise here, Peter. Appreciate it. Peter currently has an expanded role with emerging media, overseeing new technologies for numerous sports leagues, including the NBA and NASCAR. Our hybrid party, and we're going to ask them right off the bat to explain what they mean by that, is comprised of Sam Pemberton. Sam is CEO of Softel. Sam founded Softel in the US and has grown the company rapidly to include a wide range of solutions and products. Sam has spearheaded Softel's latest interactive system, which we heard about earlier, MediaSphere Bridge, which offers a hybrid platform for both on-screen ITV as well as the second screen. And joining Sam is Anne-Marie Roussel. Anne-Marie is head of strategic investments and partnerships, social media at Sharp Labs. Anne-Marie leads strategic partnerships investments for Sharp's next generation TVs. Before Sharp, Anne-Marie had a similar role at Microsoft, where she evaluated innovation for Xbox, IPTV, and Zune. And I'm your moderator, Will Keller. I'm president of Interactive TV Commerce. I work with programmers, advertisers, and brands to increase their sales by developing interactive television commerce programs. We've got some plants in the audience here. I'm going to call them opinion makers. They got their own provocative questions. We've got Michael Collette, founder of Media Tech Strategies. We've got Mike Kelly, SVP of New Business Program and Advertising in Sequence. And we have Zane Vella, CEO of WatchWith. Thanks for participating. So very quickly, here is the debate structure. We're going to have 3-minute opening statements by each of the teams. Where they're going to have topics divided into 3 areas: viewers, technology, and the economy. We're going to follow each of those topics by questions from the audience. So get your questions ready, okay? We're going to have a 60-second clock on all questions and all answers. And then we're going to have 2-minute closing statements. And then we're going to have cocktails. So thanks to the TV Plus folks, we're going to take 4 polls here. We're going to have a poll on each of the sections, right? So you can say, who won the viewer section, who won the technology section. Then we're going to have a winner-take-all poll. So there's the URL. You can use all of your devices. The connectivity has been working for me, so I think it works for you. And the polls will be up at the very beginning. You can only vote once on each poll, but I really encourage you to vote, and we're going to reveal the results at the very end. So, hey, let's go to opening statements, and Debbie Fitzgerald representing Single Screen TV.
All right. Hello?
You got it.
Will only gave me 3 minutes for this opening, so I want everybody to keep your eyes on the single screen and don't get distracted by your second screens. Okay, single screens. One of the biggest things that single screens do is offer reach. There are over 100 million interactive households in the United States between cable, satellite, telco, and now ACR-enabled connected TVs. TV is still the overwhelming primary platform to view TV. We've heard people view TV for over 5 hours a day. It is the screen that gets the eyeballs. And we've got eyeballs here. Ease of use. Single screen apps can be pushed to the viewer. There's no viewer initiation, there's no viewer interaction, there's no requirement to go out to the App Store and find that app and download it and do all that stuff. The TV and set-top box are always available. You don't have your screen timing out like my screen's probably going to do here right now. You don't have battery problems. You're not doing some kind of ACR draining battery activity. The TV and the set-top box are always turned on. And then again, second screen apps, if you want to engage, it actually requires even opening the app and being engaged in that session, and it takes the eyeballs away from the primary content. Second screen apps keep those eyeballs on the primary content. Single screen apps are proven. Between just Comcast and Cablevision, there have been nearly 3,000 ad campaigns with over 10 billion ad impressions. HSN has been making millions with their Shop by Remote app, which actually started in 2005. The Showtime Sports Interactive app has been a huge success on many different single-screen platforms. Medal count. Olympics are coming up, but we've already done Olympics in the past. ITV apps capitalized in the Olympics to over 40 million viewers back in 2008. BBC's been proving this for a while. Food Network Interactive on Cablevision, they get, 50,000 a month interactions where people are downloading their recipes. This is an example of a single screen app that actually took the viewers away from their telephone caller ID and put it up on the big screen. I can't believe how conditioned my family is at this point. When the phone rings, they look at the TV.
She's from Cable.
Debbie is not pulling any punches here, guys, so I like it. Keep it going, man. Come on. Come on.
It's true. It's true.
She's got about 30 seconds
There's
left.
a lot of opportunities. Stars. I think this is the best app that Stars has put forward. I think it's great. When I turn to a Stars channel, I want to find out how do I get to my VOD version of this without going through the whole Comcast guide. I think it's a perfect platform for polls like ESPN. How many times does ESPN tell you to go to the second screen and take a stupid, simple poll that you could just do on your TV? How about micro-donations? There's an election year coming up. This is a great opportunity. Showtime has actually been capitalizing on upsell opportunity. Rather than getting that blue screen telling you to pick up your phone and call, just order right here because they really want to watch that movie right now. And a couple more things I learned today. PayPal said 49% of people said they would buy from their TV. I think the Home Depot opportunity is a great one, right? Just click and you're there.
Good job, Debbie. Okay, we're off to double screen land. Peter Scott and Risa Ferris.
I'm going to take my jacket off.
Yeah, I think it's time, man.
While he's taking his jacket off, how many people here today have been using second screens? Can we see a show?
A lot of hands coming up here.
Need to
Okay.
say more.
Okay.
This is the most second screen. This is the group that you would expect using.
Peter, you're
Hey,
on.
so second screen experience. There's 100 million people that have been trying to use interactive TV for the last 6 years. It's not working. Second screen provides 100 million people the opportunity to personalize their experience. If I want to watch something with my wife, my family, and my kids, I have the personal experience of what I want to have on my second screen, and I am the one that basically decides what I want to see, not being pushed from a broadcaster that doesn't know my habits and what I do. It also provides an opportunity for us on the advertising side. It provides more in-depth engagement for an advertiser to come to us and through a second screen experience provide insight about the brand, to have them interact with polls, to basically see where they can buy that product. Secondly, it allows us to do social TV, which is the biggest thing that's hit arguably in interactive TV in the last 5 years. It allows people to engage with each other, to spend more time with that brand. We are in a perfect situation where people can share experiences with 100 million other potential people. We can find content, we can discover content from our friends, what they're watching, who's watching. It basically connects us to the outside world as opposed to a single experience that is being pushed again by the publisher. The participation of the conversation around a particular event that allows people to really discuss and be in an environment where they're participating in the show. It personalizes their personal experience for what they want to see. Ideally, we're all in tribes. All of us are part of a tribe, whether you're a Game of Thrones tribe, whether you're a San Francisco Giants tribe. A second screen experience allows you to bond with your tribe. It allows you to participate with your tribe, whereas a single experience does not allow you to do that. Finally, one of the most important things is it allows you to control your experience, how you want to interact with the show. And I think that for us, as you can see, based on some of these stats that Lisa will share with you, allow people to customize and personalize experiences that you cannot do via single screen.
And Peter, the next slide is, if you want to talk briefly to the next slide, it's an application that you guys have done. So why does this help buttress the support for second screens?
So a perfect example, we work with NASCAR, and we create 10 in-car audio streams for every single driver. And go ahead, click it back. That's okay.
Sam, you got the Connect behind you, so you got to be still, okay?
There you go. Oh, we don't want him. Keep going.
One more forward. There you go.
Okay.
It's hard for Sam to be still, okay? Sorry about that.
So one of the most exciting experiences we have as part of the TV broadcast, we allow fans through a second screen experience to basically sit in with the driver of their choice and listen to their in-car camera, find out how many RPMs they're running on their car, how fast they're going, and allows them to get into the car and listen to the banter between the driver and the crew chief, how he moves, what's going to be his strategy. Is he going to take 2 tires when he goes into a pit stop? Is he going to have enough gas? And it creates such an enhancement for the experience that we keep people watching the broadcast longer.
So Lisa, what do you, great job, thank you, Peter. Why don't you wrap it up with where those quotes came from, and then we're going to move on to third screen. We're going to move on to hybrid.
So we've been talking to consumers because at the end of the day, they really will give us the answer. And what we heard from them, and this is just one quote, "Oh no, don't touch my TV screen. I don't want any interruptions from the show. Plus, things on my iPad I can control." And so people really, most of these consumers, at least female demographics that we're talking to, really do not want anyone to touch their screen. And in fact, most of the Twitter feeds they see, they find rather disruptive, unless it's on their own screen on their terms.
Okay, hey, good job, second screen.
Unless they can talk to their one screen.
What was that?
Unless they can talk to the first screen, then they'll have lovely time.
Interesting, we'll bring that up later. Sam, you're on.
Right, well, first of all, I'm not prepared for this at all compared to these guys. Right? I mean, look at these guys. No, okay, no, we're prepared. Don't worry, Anne-Marie. You're in safe hands, so long as I don't move, apparently. So, in fact, if I do that, no, it doesn't work anyway. But so, can I get the next?
Got it.
Next slide. Yeah, I mean, the great news for us is, if we can go back one, sorry. The great thing for us is that we agree with both parties. I mean, we've got kind of, frankly, I got the easy
little
job.
wishy-washy, Sam.
Right? Well, it's not, I mean, the fact is that the first screen is fantastic. Totally agreed. And it's, the red button proves it. A third of the UK population interacted with either Glastonbury or Wimbledon last year. That's stats from the BBC Trust. Amazing stat, I think. Almost a third of the population. You look at the second screen, and frankly, we've got a natural experience. We've got touch. It's so much more engaging, as these guys have already said. I'm going to try and show you quickly what we mean by hybrid. So if we can switch to the video, can we get the video up? So this is what are we starting on? We're starting on a Coke commercial. don't know the password to my iPad. Okay, so what we've got here is at the bottom right, you've got in this case, two options. You can either browse or you can interact on the second screen. So I'm going to go into my Coke app, and then I'm going to tell it I want to do something. My set-top's over there. And like all good demos, it's not going to do anything.
This is not helping the case, but
Good,
everyone,
okay.
you know,
Well,
it's live
forget that.
environment,
It's
so
all
keep
very
going.
good.
But could you explain what the overall idea is behind this?
So the idea is we've got, I could try and fix it, but I can't be bothered.
No worries.
It's too late in the day. Chip will show it much better than me tomorrow anyway. On Debbie's panel, right? So what we're showing is the ability to engage the viewer and the viewer to interact in a natural way. They can, if they want to interact on an iPad or a smartphone or whatever, they can interact that way. If they want to interact by just getting a URL sent to them, they can interact that way. If they want to do it right on the screen, they can interact that way. Very natural, and it increases the reach, but it also increases the desire, and we'll come back to that, I think, in one of the questions later, but it increases the desire to interact, and that's very, very important because we want people to engage. We want people to enjoy television because television is a phenomenal medium, as already pointed out by Debbie. But as Peter said, it's also important to give much richer experience as well. So it's kind of a best of the both worlds, and yeah, we've probably got a slightly easier job, I'd probably say, than these guys in a way, because we can agree with both.
Okay, good job. Let's go to the questions. We'll go back to the PowerPoint, please. So here's our first question, and this is directed right back to Sam and Ann. So what viewer behaviors are critical to ITV, and how does a hybrid strategy best fit these habits?
Say you want my notes. You won't
No, it's all right. That's the British-French thing, you know. Absolutely. Right. The British hug the microphones, the French try to get it, right? Okay. Entente cordiale, exactly. All right, good. So what's in it for the viewers to have a hybrid solution? Well, I think it's very simple. It's democracy. Don't we live in a democracy? Hands up for those who don't.
Yeah, it's democracy.
All right, democracy. Don't you want a choice between your first screen and your second screen? Yeah. Sometimes I want to watch stuff on the first screen. Sometimes I want to watch stuff on my second screen. Do I want to throw my Facebook page with all my lovers in front of my kids who are watching TV with me?
I'm a little this way here.
I mean, really, let's be serious, right? My husband is also in the background? Not really. Okay, so that is a very good example where I want first screen first, you know, with whatever show that's appropriate on the screen, and then on my second screen, whatever is appropriate for me, okay? Cool. So that's a hybrid solution.
Cool. Do we have any rebuttals?
Who wants their private...
Viewer behaviors? Let's go to number 2 then. So what's most important in terms of viewer engagement goals, and how does single screen interactivity best achieve them?
Well,
Mike, please.
So there are 3 things that we look at in single screen is in terms of
Please.
engagement, right? So time spent viewing, we know that it's 59 and a half hours a week, right? People love their TVs. They stay in front of their TVs. It's a constant. It's not like I have to go search for something to grab to watch TV. I turn TV on, it's there. Second thing is if the engagement factors are on one screen, I don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's right there. It's easy to do. As we go towards the IP solution, it's going to get easier and easier to do. So you can talk to it, you can do all sorts of things. And third, it's just trust. You know the trust, you trust the app is going to be there, it's on the screen, it's been there forever. We don't have to wait for some hybridized vehicle to show up, some app that may or may not sync in the right way. It's trust.
Hey, 25 seconds left for a rebuttal.
Wait, no, we're not done yet. There's more. This isn't the rebuttal, right? This is the second question.
Okay, you got 17 seconds left.
Okay, engage a maximum number of eyeballs. Keep the eyeballs on the content. Make it easy to use. Make it a push model. I don't have to reach out and get it from an app store. I can just pick up the remote and capitalize on the spontaneity.
Bring it on. Lisa, rebuttal?
In 2001 and 2011, we did some surveys, and the fact of the matter is that most consumers don't know the difference between menu and guide. The other thing is we lack, if we're not using a second screen, you miss the whole digital long tail to be able to help enable consumers to actually engage with that content even after it airs during commercials or whenever they want. That loss of not having it on the second screen really dissipates greatly and really affects the engagement with the content. And then I think the other thing is it really goes back to control. It's so much easier. People use this every day. They are very familiar with it. Rich media, you don't have to worry about the kludgy overlays and all of the other things that have been challenging really the ITV business for the last 18 years. With the second screen, it just simplifies it.
I'd call that a strong rebuttal, Lisa. Good job. Okay. Third question. I'm going to be complimenting all of you. Why do you think second screens will be the strategy of choice for social TV?
It's a personalization. I think people want to react and participate with their friends, and being able to basically socialize and be with their friends with the environment in a comfortable environment where they can trash talk each other or talk about a particular episode. It's social. And I think the remote control, people do not know how to use a remote control. They use this every day. They use that every day, as Lisa said. Being comfortable in those environments propels them to want to use them in an experience that makes sense while they're watching their favorite show or watching their favorite sports contests.
Yeah, but why limit them to the first screen?
Because they don't know how to use the remote to basically interact with their television set. And that's been
Why should
proven.
you be doing just first or just second? Why can't you do both whenever it suits you?
Because I think more people are comfortable in technology, and there's this whole world of technology bullying where people don't know how to use certain devices. If they use this device every day and this device every day, technology bullying goes away. They know how to use it.
That's a strip.
I would say that the single screen guys are forcing us to use a remote control that no one knows how to use to interact with their TV set.
Sam?
Well, I think it's a stretch to say people don't know how to use a remote control.
How many channels do you think they use? They use channel up, channel down, volume down. That's it. And we all know that. It's 80% of the people on the remote control use those buttons.
Third of the UK population would disagree with you.
I'm not. Okay, we're in the United States. This is a United States discussion.
Yeah, sure,
we're not
totally
overseas.
agree.
Let's go to the audience. So do we have any questions for the
I like
audience
that rebuttal.
on the viewer topic? Any audience questions? Mike. Mike's coming along, Mike.
Hi, hello. Mike Kelly in Sequence. You okay? I'm a card-carrying member of the Hybrid Party, but I'm undecided as of now for the election. And I just wanted to, look, I have 3 kids. I'm starting to save for college. I'm all about the revenue right now, right? So I'm trying to understand, I want to open it up to the single-screen party, the dual-screen party, about monetization. What are your specific plans to monetize these apps?
He's jumping the gun a little bit, but why don't you give us a little sneak peek of the economy here, okay?
Reach.
What's your sneak peek of monetization?
Engagement.
Okay.
More time spent with the brand.
Any other questions on the viewer topic from the audience? Sorry? Hey, Mike?
So, how do you get past, from an advertising point of view, right? Generally speaking, TV advertising is an active force. No one sits down and says, ooh, I'm going to go watch ads all night. Mm-hmm. We're forced to watch ads because that's the price we pay to watch TV. The problem we have with the second screen is it's opt-in. I'm just not going to opt in to be advertised to on a regular basis. And I think that the reach, the actual bang for the investment buck, the benefit to the industry, is bupkis on the second screen.
Hey, we've heard a lot of things about reach. Rebuttal? Second screen?
I have spoken to major advertisers who are seeking for ways for their audiences to engage. The largest of TV advertisers, consumer product brands, beauty brands, who not only want you to ask for additional information about something, but now I can play them additional videos on how to put their mascara on. I can do a range of things that increases engagement far more than a kludgy overlay.
Yeah, during the advertising that's running on that first screen, you're pulling eyes away from the first screen, putting it on the second screen, so they don't have any brand recall for the first screen.
No, in fact, they can actually tag it and go back to it later. I can send them a coupon that's directly here.
During the
that's
other
mobile.
commercial that's coming up, right?
Okay, I'm going to break this one up here.
Wait, that's on
so
the
we got
first screen?
we got poll number 1. Which party wins over the most TV viewers? There's the URL. Let's head on to technology. So if technology is in place, why haven't we seen more single-screen applications?
Well, we
Jen?
have actually, and in fact, there's amazing number of ITV applications in the works right now. Operators have been running campaigns for the last 10 years. Thousands of them. One advertising agency, Brightline ITV, has run 500 ITV campaigns with as many. In fact, there's one campaign going on at DirecTV right now called Skinny Girl. It's a whole channel. So there's a variety of single-screen apps that have been on. Cablevision, Barry Frey told me today, 300 different ITV apps. Barry Fry. Comcast, 1,700 different ITV campaigns with over 2 billion impressions. It's been going on for 9 years so far.
Second screen?
We're at this conference. I think the majority of the people are here because second screen. If you've been to every single event here today, the majority of the people are in there wanting to know what to do to the second screen. The first screen is dead. It never happened. It basically, we've all been in this world. Wink TV, what was that? We're in a world now where we're basically trying to use tools that people use every day to interact and engage with the brand.
A pointed rebuttal. Number 2, with more moving parts, why wouldn't hybrid apps be more complicated to build?
Well, I mean, it's true. They are more complicated. I mean, you can't get around that, right? I'm sorry, but so obviously, if you want to take the best of both worlds, you're going to have to build out to both, right? But you know, Rebecca Lim this morning was saying that, or this afternoon, whatever it was, I'm jet lagged from New York. That's actually genuine. Anyway,
Are you trying to buy more votes for that comment, or what?
Yeah, please. Go America. Sorry. The Olympics are coming. I've completely lost track of what I was saying. No, the whole thing is
what's
that
the payoff?
you can effectively, you've got to tailor how much complexity and how much cost to the reward. And to Michael's point, I mean, the Coke commercial, unfortunately, I couldn't just show you, is very, very simple. So you're watching a Coke commeral and
you're going to demo that tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I could probably get it going now, but I won't even try. I'll just blame someone else. But in truth, it's a very simple app. How many times did the Bears touch the bottle? Okay, that's really simple. It's very simple to build out on first screen. Extremely simple on eBiff or True Two-Way or other platforms, Media Highway, and so on and so on. Equally well. We can build out very quickly. We can build out a second screen app that really brings the best of both, and then we can very quickly give fulfillment in the hybrid space. Rather than waiting for a mailed coupon like we were doing with Canoe, and I love Canoe and all that sort of stuff, but we were doing mailed coupons, you know, snail mail. Now we're not. We're using Facebook credentials, an opt-in model. We can send you the free bottle of Coke coupon or discount straight away.
Anne-Marie?
Yeah, I just want to add, it's not a question of technology. The technology is here today. It's a question of the vested interest and the incumbents and people who don't want to see it happen. Because they have, again, vested interest, they get a big fat check at the end of the month and they don't want to see that change.
I think this morning, Comcast, what did they show us? They didn't show us a single screen interacting with their set-top box. They showed 2 apps. They showed one on their mobile phone where you could change the channel via your mobile phone and the iPad. Cable companies.
And one on TV.
Hold on,
And one on TV
cable
with
companies,
Skype.
But cable companies are basically saying, we're going where the fish are. We're going to where people are using the devices, and we're going to use that interface to control our experiences.
Just the
through our
opposite.
cable app.
Comcast showed the Dayview today, which was on one screen, and you could control the entire thing with a remote control or their iPad app. To be sure, it could be a great navigation device. It's great for navigation, right? But for doing second screen content,
that's right.
or first screen content, it's not
And just
very
going back to the question in terms of how to keep the cost down, templates are a way to do that. So I'm not saying they're always the right way to go, but you can do. We've got some presidential polls that we've got. We're running out, and we've got something else. Formula One. We've got a golf app. They're actually underneath very, very similar, but you know they're giving users the ability to vote or poll, and then aggregated in the cloud.
So we got a bit of anything from the audience here? Any questions or a point of view from the audience on technological complications? Back up right at the top there. Speak up, please.
What's the time to deliver between a single screen app and a second screen app?
That's a great question. Let's do it all around the table. Time to deliver.
6 to 18 months.
Okay. You're trying to argue for your cause. Second screen, time to deliver. You get a phone call from one of these folks, you want to build something, and how long?
It's just on the complexity of the app. It could be a month, it could be 3 months.
Okay.
That's right. I mean,
So
to
a
Shannon's
notch
point,
lower?
you know, and equally.
Oh, I'm sorry. Check. 1 month or 3 months?
1 to 6 months.
We got a little
2
Price is
weeks.
Right going on here. How about from your side? You were just talking about technology.
No, absolutely.
complexity.
Well, again, I agree because we're kind of the best of both, as I say. Don't forget that in the vote. The important thing is that it depends on the complexity, as Peter just said, and it depends
How long?
in both. Well, I mean, if it's a template that we already have,
Kind of a range, ballpark
literally
range.
days.
Literally, if it's a
We
template,
got
you're
days here.
right.
I'm a little
it's-
skeptical there. Here we go.
No, it's days. It's days. Genuinely, it's just changing JPEGs and so on, or PNGs.
Last question for technology. Are all the competing second screen technologies evidence that no one's really identified a good solution?
I think all the competing second screen technologies means that there's a great market there and people are still trying to figure it out. Because if you take a look at, if you talk to the networks, they're doing second screen network apps, they're doing second screen show apps. You have all of the social TV people creating apps because there is a market there. Have they figured out how to monetize it? Not yet, but I have to say that the advancement in the past 12 to 18 months in second screen certainly trumps what we've been trying to do for 18 years.
Agree.
Very interesting point.
So the next step then is app fatigue, right? We already have a panel session here about the app graveyard and what happens and you know, with the 100 different programmer apps that I've got cluttered all over my iPad. So what do we
Because
do
they're not
about
good
that?
apps. Sorry, the best ones are going to win. The ones that are the best designed, the ones that are the best and integrate with the show are going to win. And we've
Well,
seen
what
that time
happens
and
when the
time
show
again.
fails and then it all gets canceled?
That's not the second screen experience. That's the guy who wrote the show.
Interesting. Any questions from the audience on the technology before we move on to economy?
Over there.
Mike?
Mike Kelly.
So we haven't talked a lot about connected TVs here as a single screen option. So it's interesting. I'd love to hear from the dual screen party, the second screen party about, I mean, with connected TVs, you have a rich environment, right? You can do a lot of the things on the IP platform that you're doing on the second screen. So how do you feel about those? What are the options and what are the possibilities?
Good question, Mike.
How many connected TVs are out there and no one knows any idea how to use it? I think at the end of the day,
Michael, how many right now?
50% of them
There
are
you go,
connected.
you're a TV guy.
Yeah, I'm a TV person.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can tell you 50% are connected.
50% connected?
50% of the TVs that can be connected are connected, so it's a lot of TVs.
are they connected because they're watching Netflix or Pandora, or are they connected because what are they using it for?
All of the above.
All
Because
of
they,
it?
yeah.
But would you say like those are the first primary things, then
Well,
everything else?
Netflix obviously is.
Okay,
the
so
top.
give me 4, 5, 6
4, 5, 6 what?
apps they're using.
Well,
Okay.
Netflix, Hulu, Pandora.
Weather,
There's
traffic.
3. I just said those 3. What else? Weather and traffic. I don't. Okay.
Whatever.
But help us understand the
But
What I'm
but
trying to
what-
say
what's
is,
the
what I'm
point?
trying to say is connected TVs, Netflix, Pandora, no question about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Hulu on a good day. But my point being, there's not a lot of apps that people use through these connected TVs. They
Not
just-
yet.
Because
Not
it's
yet.
emerging market. It's just emerging, and people are using it more and more. It's growing super fast.
But that's the point. That's the point. Is
Super
this is
fast.
emerging?
Did you just say
Why?
super fast?
Indeed.
Why are they putting this technology on the single screen? Because that's where the viewer's eyeballs are.
Okay, we're pulling up question number 2. Which
Wait, hold on one
party?
second. I think there's a purpose for it. It's for me to be able to swipe my second screen experience onto the first screen when I feel like it. That's
Exactly.
One quick question, a point of view
With
over
her
here.
on that one. Yeah. Swiping is hybrid.
One last quick question before, and while he's asking that, poll number 2, which party has the technological edge? Please vote.
So how does any of these technologies actually apply to the users that are, say, over 55? Which, you know, there are some people in this room, and how does that actually work for any of you?
One
I mean,
quick answer
I
on
don't
that.
see any digital
Lisa?
natives here. I mean, just look around yourself. We're all digital immigrants, okay?
If you ask Apple the percentage of baby boomers that are using iPads, I would suggest that it is far more significant the number of people who know how to work their remote controls.
Great answer. So we're on to the economy. Which business objectives are most important, and how does single-screen ITV accomplish them better than the competition?
Eyeballs, eyeballs, eyeballs. Single screen apps can push the app to the viewer, whether they want it or not, to the largest footprint in the United States. All they need is a simple connected TV, however it gets connected. So I don't know if I've mentioned Reach yet today.
Whether they like it or not.
Whether
I
they
love
like
that
it or
answer.
not. That's right. That's
whether they
right.
like it or not. So what you're basically saying is, I'm watching this great show, and then you just push this crap at me.
Help us
that
understand
I
that.
don't want to watch.
So
Help us
wait, he
understand.
doesn't,
Like,
he
whether
doesn't,
you want it or not, it's
That's a little unrehearsed
strapped
rebuttal,
in with
okay.
a
Everybody.
seatbelt. I'm like, it's
Doesn't count
Clockwork
my 60
Orange all over again.
So,
okay. So another economic advantage is ad impression retention. Canoe Ventures did a study back in 2010. On average, introduction of an RFI in a commercial increased unaided recall of test brand by 132%. And an in-program poll sponsored by a brand paired with an associated spot during the ensuing commercial break
Who just went
proved
to
more
sleep?
effective than an unpaired poll. Unaided brand recall rose 167%.
interesting stats. We're on to number 2. Why are dual screen apps best suited for T-commerce? And I know we have a couple slides here. Call for them when you want.
Rich media and the ability to not take people away from what they were watching. If you talk to content creators, they far more appreciate a dual screen because they can end up having a rich media experience that doesn't affect their content. You know, you've talked to content owners and they really want to figure out what was it about my content that you didn't like the way it was on the first screen to begin with. And now you're taking them away from what they're watching versus being able to control the sure. So if you want to, so this is, get this, allows you to watch in sync, to shop a show or to shop categories. You can't really do all of this on a single screen without taking over the screen. If you could click to the next one, and it allows you to not only see all of the items at your leisure, but also get additional information when you want to. So if you're watching with your spouse or somebody else, you get to choose what your experience is versus having to have the same things float through your screen.
Oh, yeah. So pull your eyes away from the TV so that you can watch the second screen. So advertisers lose the opportunity. But there's proven opportunity on one screen. HSN has been in the space for 15 years, or for remote shopping by remote for 7 years, and now History Channel has this shopping channel that's going through the roof. It's easier to do on one screen. It's simple to do. It doesn't take pulling your eyes from the screen. It's right there.
Yeah, okay, so this is all good. I agree. You know, second screen's great to watch some stuff. First screen, so why not do both? You know, one time I'm in front of my TV and I'm all by myself. If I want to, you know, buy underwear and no one is watching me, I'll do it on my first screen. Now, if my 17-year-old and all his friends are around, I'm not going to do that on my first screen, obviously. I'm going to do it on my second screen. So what's wrong with having a choice between first screen and second screen?
Great point. We're on to our last economy question. Why is Hybrid's interactive ad model superior to other strategies?
One of the key reasons, I'll start and then Anne-Marie can take over and do it properly. The whole thing with advertising, obviously reach is extremely important. And by combining the best of both, there's that phrase again, remember that in the poll. By combining the best of both, you've actually increased the reach. You've increased the likelihood that someone will engage because it's a more natural experience. If I want to engage on my iPad, I can. On my smartphone, on the TV, I can. And so what we're doing is really giving, I guess it's the eyeballs, it's the reach, and we've actually got the ability to do some targeting as well. So I don't want to push that point too much, but that is kind of important. And that's why Hybrid wins out in an ad model.
Anything to add, Anne-Marie?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Any questions from the audience in terms of the economics of this?
Well, I actually had a question about, you're from CBS. I had a question for the panelists, and it's not necessarily economics, but you're all sitting there watching a movie on the first screen, and you have your phone and tablet handy, and you each want, all of a sudden remember there's a sports game on, you want to know the score. How do you get it?
It depends.
How do you get
it? Or you change channels. What do you
I'm
do?
just wondering what the use case is. I think everyone's programmed to just go to their phone now. You know, I'm just kind of curious what people think. Are they going to go find the sports app? Are they going to, try to load it up? And I think there's a significant economic implication.
Oh, to be sure. I mean, it's you.
Or the weather. You want to know the weather.
So if I'm sitting in my office and I want to know the sports score of the Rockies game during the day, I go to my second screen. I mean, I think that people certainly use that for those reasons, no matter what they're doing.
So something we do on the first screen, I totally agree that it is often the second screen, but on the first screen with Sky Sports, we've got the ability to do multiple camera angles and multiple channels all in a grid in an interactive event. So if I'm watching the Champions League or something, and I sound like I'm totally like Mr. UK, but it's a good example of really good interactive. I've even got the badge on. But you know, I can then watch all of the games. I can select the one that I'm most interested in and zoom into that one and find out the scores that way. So there is a really compelling argument for interactive on the first screen as well as the second.
We got to wrap it. So we got poll number 3: which party builds the strongest economy? Okay. We're going to skip clothing statements so we don't hold people up from cocktails. Sorry about that, but I think everyone did a really great job on this. And we got poll number 4: which party would be most dominant in the next couple of years? Have people had a chance to vote a little bit? We got some votes going on here. So I'd love to bring up the votes and see where we're landing. I'm sorry.
Second screen thinks we should drink for cocktails.
Yeah, we totally agree.
Which party wins over the most TV viewers? It's pretty darn close. We have single screen at 26%, second at, looks like it's going to be 39%, and hybrid at 35%. So pretty even, Stephen, on that one. Let's go to the next one. Poll number 2. Which party has the technological edge? Second screen blowing away the competition here, folks.
It's close.
Poll number 3. Which party builds the strongest economy? Second screen, a little bit of the edge here, but single screen and hybrid pretty darn close. And drum roll, please. So which party will be the most dominant in the next couple of years? This is the winner-take-all one. Second screen, taking the Kool-Aid here. Hey, I really want to thank our panels. They did a great job. Thanks very much for coming. Have a great cocktail hour. Nice job. You did a great job.